Please forgive. Too many mind.
Too many mind?
Mind is fool. Mind is people.
Let him go, Andre.
Mind is enemy. Too many mind.
What's good, big dog? What's good, YouTube? What's good, TikTok? What's good, Instagram? What's good, Facebook? This morning, the topic is nothing is ever good enough. Nothing is ever good enough. And what triggered this topic was Jitterbug Kennels, Mr. Carroll's dogs, aka the Bacon Shakers. So nothing's ever good enough was triggered by Mr. Carroll, but it's basically exacting standards and addressing the whole like unrealistic standards in dogs things. And we're gonna talk about that today. So get your coffee, wake up, you know what I'm saying? Get in here, get active, and let's talk dog. First comment of the day, Pressure Kennels Combine. Salute Samurai. Salute back to you, my brother. Big salute. Thank you for coming through. I enjoyed you and Bowen Stop Chat last night as well, man. Bo ain't have to do me like that though. You know, he said I look like Mayday and win a twerk contest, man. I thought that was crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? But it was all fun, man. We got a sense of humor over at Samurai Kennels, bro. You know, man, got Bill in here early. Bill, I'm up early. You up early. You know what I'm saying? But it's good to see you in here, brother, man. Good to see you, brother Bill. Salute. Salute. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it's good. It's good to have y'all here, man. We're gonna cut the fool and talk about some of these exacting standards that people got. You know, I don't know if y'all know Mr. Carroll or not. But yeah, man, Mr. Carroll made a post on Facebook yesterday, and I wanted to address it because it was some craziness, and not on his part. So for those of y'all who don't know, the Bacon Shakers, man, they pride their dogs on catching hogs, man. If you go on their page, man, you're gonna see nothing but pictures of his dogs out catching hogs. And what I like about his dog over a lot of the other hog hunter channels that I see is that his dogs actually have blood on them, like after they do a hog hunt. I think it is. I mean, maybe some people's dogs are catching smaller hogs or not as aggressive hogs, or I think a lot of these hog hunters that say their dogs are catching hog are shooting the hog and then bringing the dog in to take a picture with the hog. I genuinely believe that because I mean, like most of those dogs look like they don't even need cut gear from the pictures that I see. And I don't see you having to, if you're really hunting like that deep in the woods, I don't see you having a chance to wash the dog off before you take a picture, you know. So anyways, Mr. Carroll does a good job of showing you what it really looks like to hog hunt. The dogs, some of his dogs might have a small laceration on the face or muzzle that's completely engulfed in you know, the real work of the dogs. And I don't want to diminish or take away from that, but I wanted to give y'all the example of what I'm talking about before I get into the topic. Salute, brother RBG. Welcome to the chat. And Precious said he got some nice sounds. So Precious, you've heard of them before, the Bacon Shakers. Yes, sir. I want to say they're down in Alabama. All right. Quick FC in the building. Salute, big dog. Do me a favor. Shoot me an email. I got to get the information we talked about on my website the other day. Shoot me an email today. It's just samurai-kennels@gmail.com. Hit me up today, though. Get with me today. I want to make sure you get taken care of. Also, with that being said, today is the last day to enter the Digital Dog Show. So if y'all wanted to enter, let me rephrase that. Last week was the last day to enter the Digital Dog Show. It's coming out tomorrow. I'm tripping. That's on me. Correction. For March, the last day to enter the Digital Dog Show is March 31st. Let me get that right. Today is not the last day. February is over. We're moving into March. All right. That's corrected. Appreciate that. All right. So anyways, the post that Mr. Carroll was talking about, I guess there's a combine of guys that got dogs from him, and the dogs didn't turn out. And that's the first thing I want to talk about with these exacting standards in any dog breed. This ain't just the American Pit Bull Terrier. It is any dog breed. When you get a dog, it can turn out and it could not turn out. All right. So what you got to be ready to do is, one, if the person was a salesman and they guaranteed you 100% of this, 100% of that, I don't see why you wouldn't blast them. I don't know why you wouldn't blast them on the internet. But somebody like Mr. Carroll who shows you the work and shows you that what he can do with his dogs, if the dog fell out, I'm not saying you shouldn't talk about it. What I'm getting at is this, man. If you think that there's a 100% pass rate for every dog in a program, there's either two things wrong with that. Either one, the program standards are low enough that can happen. The threshold is low enough for the dogs that every dog can be 100% good for what that program was used for. Or two, they just lying. All right? They're just lying to you. They're going to tell you that the dogs can do whatever they want you to do to get your sweet moolah. All right? Point blank, period. So when you buy the dog or you get the dog, if it's gifted to you and it don't turn out, man, be real. Do you think that, bro, you have to come out from under a rock if you think that every dog you're going to produce is going to be exactly what the person you released the dog to thought it was? So this is what I always tell people. One, if I let a dog go to somebody and it doesn't meet their standards, man, you do whatever your culling process is with that dog. I'm not holding it against you, but I'm also not going to tell you what to do with that dog either. You understand what I'm saying? And depending on whether you purchased it or whether I gifted it to you, I might replace the dog. With a purchased dog, I'm going to replace the dog with a dog of better breeding or a better choice of a dog for you. I'm probably going to hold a dog till it's a little bit older so I can do a better evaluation of it, and replace it. If it's gifted to you, man, you do what you got to do with the dog, man, and come back and holler at me. Same thing. Like, that's what it is. If I gifted you one dog, I'll probably gift you another, unless you do some real ignorant stuff with the dog. You put me in jeopardy, put my family in jeopardy, or you do some stupid stuff with the dog. I'm gonna take care of you, and that should be any breeder, But that's on the breeder side. From the consumer standpoint, one, did you honestly communicate to that breeder what you were gonna do with that dog? And if you did, and he still sold it to you, hey, that is what it is, man. But my brother Hart Finished Kennels in the building. Salute, big dog. Welcome to the chat. But yeah, man. So I wanted to talk to him exactly standard from that perspective. All right, and then another question I got this morning, man. Like, I woke up to this question first thing this morning, and I don't want to blast the individual. I want to attack this mindset. So the individual, I think he asked this genuinely, brother. I think you probably new to my channel, but he asked a question. I think he asked it in earnest, so I'm going to answer it in earnest. All right, he says, "How can one prevent it if my dog is prey drive and is crazy? He just bites and barks at everyone." All right. And Pressure Kennels Combine said, "Them dogs are versatile. Please believe me." I believe it. And that's why I went on there and told Mr. Carroll I support his program. And I went in there and shared the post on my Samurai Kennels Facebook page. Make sure y'all go follow that Facebook page. I need 4 more followers to get to the 500 I'm looking for before April 4th, my birthday. So yeah, man, salute to you on that one, Pressure. Seriously. But back to this question, y'all. Let me look at this question again and make sure I read it appropriately. He says, "How can one prevent it? My dog is prey drive and is crazy. He just bites and barks at everyone." All right. Now, when I was a kid, we would play a game called Stump the Dummy. You want to know how you win it? I just won. So anyways, with a dog like that, man, I'm not going to give you one of these YouTube training guru answers. I'm not a training guru. I breed my dogs to match what my training skill level is. And that's what my dogs look like. They look like they're well trained because I bred dogs that are entry level trainer based, right? Now as far as the dog that barks at everyone and is high prey drive, and I answer this in the comments as well. The politically correct answer is to manage the dog's access to people and whatever you don't want it to tear up, and to put it in activities that it can live out of life as a dog, doing the things that it loves to do. You might have to come out of your comfort zone and provide that dog with the ability to hunt. And when I say hunt, I mean hunt in the sense of legal hunting. I'm not trying to cloak and hide what I'm saying. I'm saying it very, very bluntly. Now, the other things I'm gonna tell you to do, I don't want to say, but you asked the question, and I'm gonna give you an honest answer. There are training tools you can use that are gonna take all the heart out of that dog, and that dog will be a shell of what he is if you correct it the way that I would correct it, And but I'll tell you what could work. All them training things and them archaic devices that people say that we shouldn't use anyways. That's exactly what it would take to break those habits. Because if that dog is barking and biting at people, and it's a self-reinforcing quality, like that dog he enjoys that anyway. It's like a dog chasing a squirrel. They naturally like to do that anyway. That's naturally a reward to them. So to stop it, you got to have a strong correction or a long leash, to reel them back in whenever they go after whatever it is they already enjoy doing anyways. What's good, Doug? Salute, big dog. But yeah, man. So corrective actions for that, like the fast. I'm gonna give you the easy button. All right, brother John Denver, salute. The easy button. And for those of y'all who just came in, dog is high prey driven, barks and bites at people. The brother doesn't want to do it. Doesn't want him to do it. Now you can use purely positive dog training. I wouldn't. Like not if I genuinely want to correct it and I want the dog to know there's a consequence for his actions. I wouldn't use that. But and I'm assuming this dog is an American Pit Bull Terrier. But so it's not indicative of the breed. So I would say that's probably not the best breeding, which is why I go back again to genetics. So you're gonna have to overcorrect bad genetics or genetics that were bred into the breed that weren't supposed to be there anyways. All right. Let me put that in there as a disclaimer as well. So to correct that behavior, y'all excuse me, I got something. So it's off this Walmart. This is a Walmart hoodie, y'all. So yeah, stuff happens. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, that's a bubbly, sparkling water. My green screen is green, so it just makes it look like I got an invisible can in my hand. But I'm not drinking. I got to go work tomorrow. And so where was that? Oh yeah, so to correct that behavior, I would pop an e-collar on him, and every time he does it, I'd hit him with the highest level that he can stand. The highest working level that he can stand on the e-collar. And I mean, you have to be very consistent. Like on a Saturday morning when you're off work, I would even have setups where people come to my door or come to whatever area it is where the dog is at that I know are going to trigger him. I would say the word no, and then boom. I guarantee you after a couple of times of doing that, that behavior will be significantly decreased and diminished. And over time, you fix it. And am I telling you to go do that? Absolutely not. I'm telling you what I would do in that situation. If I wanted it fixed now, right now, today, I'm fixing it. Because I'm not putting a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. I'm correcting this bad behavior. I'm getting it done, and I'm moving on because I got other dogs to take care of. All right. Now, if that's your dog, and you, all right, let's talk about these standards too while I'm on this topic. All right. For me, my dogs are pets that live with my family, so they are family pets, and that is where they're going to stay at. Just like how we had all them genders, people gave all them genders out, and now we're back down to 2 genders. Okay. Same thing with dogs. For me, dogs are family pets. For some people, dogs are families. They are family. And I'll give you an example of why I don't believe that. If my dog bites my child, I don't care if my child triggered the dog is wrong. Okay? Which means that the dog ain't getting treated fairly anyways in my household. The dog is getting treated like a dog in my household. All right? So if you don't like that, that's cool. You're free to leave, or you can leave a comment in the description. We can argue it all day. But I guarantee you, if your dog bites my child, I'm popping it. You know what I'm saying? If my kid and your kid got into a scuffle, we'd argue about it or whatever. We would, but I'm not going to shoot you for biting my kid or your kid for biting my kid. But I'm popping your dog and I'm not thinking twice. Straight like that. And I'm just being 100%. That's why I like these early morning talks, because I'm up early. I ain't even had time to fully wake up. They have a lot of politically correct BS that I talk, later in the day when I'm calm and I had time to get my workout in. No, this is just straight raw Dre in the morning, y'all. And so yeah, get your coffee and make sure you have a nice ride to work. But anyways, so and for all of y'all who got here late, we're talking exacting standards in dogs. So for me, dogs are pets. For people the dogs are family, understand that is their perspective. I don't understand the ideology. I don't care to understand that ideology. As long as they don't bother me, I won't bother them. As long as they maintain their dogs and keep them in locations where they can control the activities that their dogs engaged in, they'll never know what I do, and I'll never know what they do, and I'm fine with that. I'm 100% okay with that. But if you start looking over my fence, we're going to have problems, and I guarantee you're moving before I do, period. Brother RBG said, that's right, 100%. Precious said, that's right, he out of there. Hey, Heart and Finish said, it sounds like the dog wasn't socialized. Once again, Heart and Finish, I don't know if the brother got this dog as a pup or, at what age he got him. So it might not be his fault on the socialization thing. which is another reason why we use such a drastic corrective action to fix the problem. But yeah, the dog definitely wasn't socialized at an early age, in my opinion. However, I've seen dogs that were properly socialized and their genetics being, whether it be heavily inbred or you cross two breeds together, that like, one is like a pit bull terrier with like a very, very man aggressive dog like a Belgian Malinois, and genetically that dog is just predisposed to like not liking strangers, like just predisposed. And when I say strangers, I don't just mean like it's okay for my dog, like, and I think most people would agree, it's okay for your dog not like just random strangers, but like somebody who like your neighbor. The dog doesn't need to let your neighbor pet it, but you shouldn't be barking and going off at your neighbor because they're going to be there all the time. You get what I'm saying? Like, but if you had a Malinois blood crossed up in there or some kind of blood crossed up in your dog's blood that doesn't identify with what's it like its normal environment versus like when it should be barking, that's a problem too. And nuisance barking will get you, like, if you don't own your home, nuisance barking will get you evicted just like anything else can get you evicted. So definitely, like, this problem is drastic, and I believe that, people's standards on these things just gotta be realistic. Some people think dogs are just like cattle. I don't put them that far down on the totem pole of how much I care about them. But if that's your standards, that's your standards. And I'd rather deal with those people than the people that think they're human beings. They are sentient, which means they do have collective thought. They can create ideas and think for themselves. I'm not saying they're not sentient beings, but they're not. A chimpanzee's not a chimpanzee's not a human being, but they can think. They can even do sign language. Dolphins. Some dolphins can talk. So it's just different stuff, man. But anyways, I'm going down a rabbit hole with what different animals can do. They're all sentient in some way, except for jellyfish, and that's what I wanted to cook on this morning. So, anyways, with that dog, that would be my corrective action. And I would say you got to decide. You can't tell me my standard is wrong. You got to decide what your standard is to correct this dog. If you want to go to Petco and PetSmart and see what they can do for you, do that. If that's the level of effort you want to put into it, that's hard too. It's really hard to be nice to. It's really hard to be nice to a child that's being bad. It's really hard to be nice to a dog that's super aggressive in ways that you don't want to be. It's really hard to do it the nice way, because if the nice way worked, you probably wouldn't have the problems you have right now. So I'm just putting that out there. Now, or you can go to a trainer that is a balanced trainer. They're probably going to tell you exactly what I'm telling you. It's going to need some strong correction. How far are you willing to go to correct this issue? That's what I would ask you. If you were hiring me as a trainer, what are you willing to do to correct this issue? I'm not going to do this to your dog. I'm going to tell you what I would do, and I'm going to allow you to use those tools. I'm going to advise you. You're going to pay me, and I'm going to leave. And then I'm going to come back a week later and say, hey, like, how did that work out for you? Okay, that didn't work. Okay, let's take it a step further. And I'm just going to give you the rabbit hole to go down that I would go down to correct the issue. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to be a dog whisperer. I'm not Cesar Milan. I'm not even putting myself in a chance to get bit. If you see me at dog shows and I see a dog look at bite people, I stay away from the dog. All right? Like, no, I'm not here to prove that I can talk to animals. I'm not Dr. Doolittle. I'm not Cesar Milan. Those are what you call animal psychiatrists. I'm a dog trainer. If you go to the gym with me, I also sell protein supplements, good plug for protein supplements. If I go to the gym with you, I'm like, okay, this is the bench workout that's going to get you to bench in 3 plates. How do I know? Because I bench 3 plates. You get what I'm saying? So I'm going to tell you what works, what's going to work for the vast majority of people. Like, nothing works for everybody. Nothing is ever good enough. That's the topic of this episode. But for most people that are remotely in my phenotype, my build, this will work. Because most times skinny guys are just trying to go in and put on some muscle so they can feel more confident. Bigger guys are trying to cut weight, you know what I'm saying? And then those guys who naturally build muscle don't need my help anyways, right? So for bigger people, everybody knows it's calorie deficit is what you eat. It's how high you keep your heart rate for the longest amount of time, right? So all of these things are just standards. They're just standards. But back to the dogs. All right. So I think I answered that brother's question to the best of my ability. If y'all got anything else, leave it in the chat. But I'm moving along now. Other standards in the dogs. All right. So I talked about puppies yesterday. Let's talk about grown dogs. Okay. What if you had to write down 5 things? And I'm not talking about qualities. I'm not talking about traits. I'm talking about 5 things that a grown dog can do. What would they be? And I challenge you to leave this in the chat, because I guarantee I've never heard most people even talk about this when they talk to me about dogs. What's 5 things your grown dog has to be able to do in order for you to breed it or put it in your program? Standards. What are real standards? And I'm not talking about what you think they can do. I'm talking about what they can do. Okay. And I'll give you mine. Sit, stay, recall, down, and know their name. Those are the 5 things the dog has to be, basic things the dog has to be able to do to be using my program. At minimum. At minimum. Now, let me give you what these standards indicate to me. Okay. So in the military, we typically promote people who have degrees, right? So a lot of military members, you'll see them start going to school because of degrees and everything. Let me get some stuff on the screen for y'all too, because I know y'all tired of looking at me. I'm not photogenic. I'm a troop, not a model. So let me get y'all some imagery on the screen. I've been talking this whole time. Y'all ain't said nothing. But yeah. So most of the time they promote people that are educated. And I'm gonna tell y'all why that is, especially if you got younger family members that are in the armed forces, especially right now today. So we sit on panels and we discuss people, and education is typically the determining factor. And it's not even the education, because we know a lot of educated dummies in both the military and the civilian world. And I got an answer to my question of the 5 things a dog must do. Heart and Finish was brave enough to answer, so I'm gonna read your answer, man. He says, number 1, a dog got to be smart. I can't stand a dumb dog. Now, Heart and Finish, that's but how do you check the smartness? That's what I'm getting at with standards. How do you say this dog is smart? Give me, and maybe you don't have a specific thing you do, but give me a thing that you've seen from a dog that I know this dog is smart. And that's what I'm getting at with standards versus what I'm looking at, concrete standards. Like, for example, like when I tell my dog to sit, his butt will touch the ground. That's a concrete standard. What you're looking at, like, that's still more of like a behavioral trait. But I don't know how you measure smart. I might not measure smart the same way. So hook a brother up and, like, you know what I'm saying, let me know, like, what's something to do. Like, I don't know, maybe they don't flip their water bowl. I think that's a smart dog. My dogs flip their water bowl sometimes, So a dog that avoids jumping into his water bowl and things like that, that would be an idea of a smart dog to me, because my dogs are some goofies, and they will flip their water bowl if I walk away from them out of defiance. It's not even like they're dumb and do it. They just do it. Okay, Heart Finish. Perfect. Okay, so that's a standard. The dog has to be able to recognize what you want from it. Okay, cool. I got you. I was talking to Big A yesterday about that specific thing, and he was saying that he's never taught Miss Young to formally heel. But when he walks her off leash, he got an area that he go to where there's people at. He walks her off leash, and he can use his voice, and she can come without being trained at all, for that purpose. So yeah, that's a smart dog. If I was saying a smart dog, yeah, that's a smart dog. Agreed. All right. But yeah, I had to answer that, man. If y'all leave comments in this chat and on this live, I'm gonna try my dangest to get to them, But so back to the college thing. So a lot of times we don't judge people based upon their degree or what they went to school for. We know that being in the military and going to college means these things. You have to have time management. All right, that's what it tells me. It tells me this person can manage things. It tells me this person can complete things. They have assignments they have to complete. It tells me this person can work with others, because I went to school online. And if you go to school online, you have to do discussion posting. You have to be able to communicate and talk to people. And you get graded on that. All right. So what college did, I don't care if you went to school to be a nuclear physicist. Did you go to college? Because what it tells me is you have the ability to use other skills to learn. It lets me know that you can do the things I need you to do to learn. So when I talk about teaching a dog its name, can this dog can you learn his name? Can you learn to sit? By me just using basic things, Pavlovian theory. If I tell you to put your butt on the ground, I give you a treat, and I do that 3 or 4 times, do you get it, or are you just not? Or are you just clueless? Are you able to learn? That's what the training aspect does for me with the dogs, man. It's a good measurement of how fast they get it. I've had dogs that learn to sit before I ever introduce treats. When I walk up, they sit. I say, "Good job." I walk up, they sit. I say, "Good job." I walk up, they sit. I say, "Good job," and then I just name it. I say, "Hey." Before I even start walking toward them, I say, "Sit." I walk up, they sit down. Boom. Oh my goodness, that dog is a smart dog to me. because I know what it takes, and I've had dogs that I've had to work with for a year to get them to sit. So it helps me judge the aptitude. That's my standard. That's why those 5 training things are my standard for what a dog should do, man. Oh, brother William Torres in the building. Good Friday. Happy Friday to you too as well, brother. TGIF. Salute, brother. Salute. But yeah, man. I think we have traits. I think a lot of people mix up traits with standards, and the standards are what the buyer should become to you as the breeder for. What are you going to do with my dog? Well, I'm going to show the dog. Okay, well, what are your skill sets? What can you do? What have you done? What are your accolades as an owner? I went to the first person I bought a dog from and said I was going to show dogs, and they never showed a dog before. Luckily, I was hardcore enough to follow through with it, and had brothers like y'all in the chat to help me learn how to put a dog in shape. Because I had never done a keep prior to YouTube. Never. My first keep was done in 2023 from piecing together keeps that I learned on YouTube. Piecing together what I learned from hearing the old heads on YouTube talk. That's why I be in the chats. People are like, well, why Samurai always in the chat? He never been out there in the box. Because you can still learn from listening to people talk. I take what I want and throw the rest of it back. Look at that dog, man. Look at them cuts on that dog right there, man. Shouts out to all the YouTube dog, the real YouTube dog, man, that dropped knowledge and allowed me to learn how to use these things. I never saw a slap mill in person until I was 20. I was over 30. I was over 30 before I saw a slap mill in person. You know what I'm saying? And now I got one. I got one sitting in front of me right now. So it's a lot that I've learned and gained with my standards. Another thing about standards. So in this show right here, Saki didn't place at all in the confirmation stuff, right? And so when I got on here, the good brother, that's Nate Hardy to my right in the blue shirt. I met him, and he's out of Oklahoma, man. Real good, real solid brother, bro. I like Nate a lot. But a lot of the guys there at the show, they were doubting that my dog was going to perform because he wasn't dried out or railed out. And we went there. We took second on the slap mill, and I hit Taurus paw about 2 weeks before the show, so I just was healing them up. I wasn't using the flour and the coconut oil like I use now on this pad, to basically as an astringent and then just as a clotting agent to stop the bleeding and so it can start healing and scab over. But we went there and we took second in this show, and I hadn't been working them for 2 weeks, and that's when I started turning heads because Saki was pet fat in comparison to the other dogs there. And another thing I learned about performance and standards was a lot of these guys are drawing these dogs down using other methods than working them. And when them dried out, real good box-worthy looking dogs got on that slap mill, they were so weak and dried out, they could barely turn it. They scored really, really low in that show, really low. There was a couple of condition ones. There was one condition dog to beat me. I'll tell you that. There was one condition dog to beat me on the mill, and this is not historically speaking. I don't know what them dogs can do in the box. Let me clear that up. But for the competition we were in, for the slap mill race we were in, I came in second with an unconditioned dog. And I truly believed, in my heart of hearts, that if I had gone there in my full keep, I would have taken everything, man. Yeah, so Brother Doug, I clean the wound with peroxide. I apply flour. I apply flour to it to clot it. In the military, we use what's called quick clot. It's an agent that you put into a wound, and it pretty much helps clot. It's a clotting agent, anticoagulant, right? And then each day I clean it, apply a little bit of coconut oil. Coconut oil is a good binder. It's also an astringent, and then some more flour to it to basically create a surface against the dog damaging his paw further. After about 2 days, the cut is typically healed. I do a little bit of walking on the third day. Fourth day, still applying the flour or coconut oil. And I can start back working in the same week. And but I hope that answers your question, Brother Doug. Let me get to Brother EQ with a $10 super chat. Tip, hey. And he says, nothing is good enough. You're a perfectionist. Yes, sir. I'm not a perfectionist, but I understand what you mean, man. And yeah, bro. Salute. And he said, "Oh, my keyboard acting up, man. It's all good, man. You got enough of the letters that I knew what you meant." And Brother Doug said, "Right, cornmeal is another clotting agent. It's just a clotting agent. It's just something to stop the bleeding, man. You know." And in a pinch, you know, when I was in Afghanistan, it was whatever you could grab. But they give us a packet of Quick Clot, which is actually a gauze with a powder substance in there, and it's a chemically activated by air and liquid. So your blood and the air around your body would activate it, and that's Quick Clot actually starts to cauterize the wound. If you can find Quick Clot or in its raw form, you can actually wrap the paw in that, and it's gonna pretty much clot it and get you going right there. You know. He said we use betadine for wounds instead of peroxide when I used to work at a vet. See, I think that's the most appropriate, and I'm glad, bro. Doug, you used to work at a vet, bro. Come on with it, man. So I don't really use betadine. I use iodine sometimes with my washes if they've been through the woods a lot. I use iodine because iodine is dark brown. My dogs are blonde, buckskin dogs. So the iodine is real dark brown, and it you can see it. And I'll leave it on there for a little while, and I'll go wash it off, and I can make sure I got all the iodine off, but it has time to do its thing. But yeah, man, like betadine, I gotta try that out. Pressure got some other great information. He said walking the dog out for a few weeks before using the meal will condition the pads and help reduce them busting. Absolutely. And so for my dog specifically, what ended up happening was it wasn't the meal that did it. It was the flirt pulling that I was doing that did it. And with the flirt pulling, what I ended up doing was here in Arizona, there's not a lot of grass. So we were flirt pulling on rocks and whatever we had to flirt pole on. And like you said, I didn't walk the dog out enough. And by not walking the dog out enough, I exposed his pads unconditioned for the terrain we were in to I exposed his pads to high temperatures and extreme conditions, and that's on me. You know what I'm saying? That's on me. But yeah, man. But I did that, man. Brother Doug said he's been working at a vet. He worked at a vet for over a year. Yeah, man, that's what's up. You know, that's what's up. And then Brother Harfin says, I keep 2 bottles of betadine on hand. Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all something else about standards, man. So as far as standards go, I am a minimalist, and I mean that, man. Like Brother Big A, man, like he's the go-to, bro. Big A is the real muscle behind Samurai Kennels, man. I'm a country boy. I grew up in a trailer on a dirt road, and I still live like that, man. You know, and I feel like I did pretty good for myself, you know, living like that. But anyways, these are things that I'm still learning, man. I'm glad y'all willing to share them with me because it's gonna make me better. Because betadine, man, it wasn't even on my radar, but it is now, man. And I've torn pads twice since I've been in Arizona, so. And I never tore them before. Pressure, also the walking out thing. I do 2 weeks of pre-keep, walking them out. I might put them on a meal for 2 or 3 minutes, you know, just to kind of like get them used to the meal for that conditioning or for that keep. But it's very, well, what you call it? Very modest in the 2 weeks prior to my keep, you know. So definitely agree with you, and I understand that. And going from North Carolina to South Carolina to Texas, I had no issues with pad tearing ever, never. But like you said, I didn't have a meal, and I was never exposed to the terrain that I have out here in Arizona, the way I'm exposed to it now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Also, I'm looking for Brother Dickie Foster. Call him Brother Dickie Foster. I got a design made for you. I want to send it to you today. Dickie Foster won the t-shirt contest for last month. I'll be announcing another member for the t-shirt contest for this month. The t-shirt contest is for members only. And what I mean by t-shirt contest is each month I'll pick a different member to get up to receive a free t-shirt or something of equal value from my website. The t-shirt will be of a custom design, which means that you'll be the first person to have it. If I do decide to release it as on my clothing and apparel link, you'll be the first person to have it, and you can customize yours with, you know, one of one or whatever you want to put on the t-shirt. So Dickie said surprise him. I got my first mock-up for you, Dickie. So holla at your boy Dre, man. Yeah. But yeah, man, I think I got it off my chest this morning, what I want to get off my chest. And that's what I think I'm gonna do Monday. I think these early morning lives will be Monday through Friday. On the weekends, I am gonna sleep in because I'm human, you know. I still get up by 7 o'clock to feed the dogs, walk the dogs out, and do that stuff. But these 4 o'clock wake ups, honestly, we're just to take care of the dogs and start making it to the gym. If you notice, I also have been trying to reduce my cursing, not even for YouTube, man, but just in general, I'm trying to clean up everything, like not just my body by eating better and and reducing my drinking, but I got protein supplements out now. I got pre-workout out now, and I have creatine out that I sell. And I'm gonna be using my products to get myself in shape. I'm gonna be the model for my product. I'm gonna be the spokesman for my product. And so I want to get in shape mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. And part of that starts with just cleaning up some of the things that I've been doing, And I really appreciate y'all for rocking with me, and it keeps me motivated seeing y'all in here in the mornings. You don't have to be here, but you are. You don't have to be here, but you are, and I'm genuinely thankful to you for that, man. Brother Doug said I need to work on that myself. Yeah, man, we all got something we can work on. I genuinely want to, like, any product that I push out, I want to use the product. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to promote a product that I can't use. And so for any of the sponsor companies, they don't want to send me something to test out. I mean, I might work with you if I've been looking at the product anyways, but yeah, man. Pressure Kennel said, morning, man. Likes are free. Absolutely, man. They are free, man. They are free. And, also, man, like, feel free to share this out, man. I really appreciate when y'all share it. Track Life Kennels is good for sharing on Facebook, man. If you know how to share a link on Instagram, man, hook a brother up, man. Help me get out there. I'm trying to get I need 49 more subscribers on YouTube to get my YouTube goal of 4K. TikTok, I don't even care how many followers I have on TikTok. Like, I don't be on TikTok like that, y'all. There's a couple brothers who message me on there, and they might wait 3 or 4 days to get a response because I just don't log into TikTok that often. Instagram and Facebook send me notifications, and YouTube is where I'm at because, like, I'm always watching videos on YouTube, man. I feel like YouTube is my favorite social media site, But yeah, man, going into the doghouse. This is where I'm at right now, y'all. Doing my advertisement, and I reset it up, man. So, but the slide mill is still right here in front of me, and in this episode right here, I'm just showing you, like, I don't have to force my dogs to do the work, man. Tony M said, good morning, Dre. You started growing any food yet? Brother Tony, nah, man. And just being vulnerable with y'all this morning, man. The reason why I haven't started this, the last 3 times I tried to grow food, I didn't make it past, I guess you would call it seedlings, where the seeds start to break open, and they all died on me, man. So I've been super skeptical about it. But I see in your thumbnail you have, and looking at the leaves, that looks like is that cucumber? I'm guessing that's cucumber. Or some form of gourd, or some form of gourd. Yeah, man. But tell me, Tony, am I right, man? Is that cucumber you growing right there, or is it something different? But yeah, man. And I just, man, these morning lives are exciting to me because I get to get up and just ramble on, and y'all let me do it. No, he said just some different lettuces. Okay. Yeah, man. All good. The leafy green that I want to learn how to grow the most is spinach. It's spinach. He said, "Come on, Dre. Soul ain't got you a green thumb yet." Hey, man, he has the fertile soils of Georgia, and my thing is I have to put my stuff together in a pot out here in Arizona because if you see my backyard is concrete. You know what I'm saying? There's a few pieces of grass that are growing through it. My backyard is concrete and astroturf, so I don't really have any soil. I got to make it. And last time I put too much of that, it's a mix called NP and K. I think it's phosphorus, potassium, and nitrates. And I put too much in my soil, and it killed my plants, man. So I'm still working on my mix. And people say, but just buy regular potting soil. and it works, man. I'm gonna try that. I guess I'm gonna have to try that, man. Ain't no try it. It's a do. I don't really like people saying try me, but I'm gonna do it eventually. Live your life, dog. What's good, big dog? Salute, man. Yes, sir. Welcome. Yeah, man. So I'm not gonna be here much longer, y'all. It is 5:07 a.m. where I'm currently at. I hope that y'all can get to work if you're going to work today, or if you're just enjoying some downtime. Enjoy some downtime with your dogs. If you don't have dogs, man, go watch some people with dogs while you're doing your hobbies and doing your thing. If you're hitting the gym, make sure you're safe in there. I've never had a gym injury ever because I don't live with an ego. I live with determination and a knowing of what I can and can't do, man. But what we covered today I covered exacting standards in dog, why nothing is ever good enough. We talked about Mr. Carroll's dogs and his post on Facebook yesterday. I can't remember the other topic we covered. I don't have anything written down, y'all. This be freestyling in the mornings, man. Tomorrow morning, though, when we're releasing the Digital Dog Show, the February Digital Dog Show, that one will be structured. You know, we'll be doing the money giveaways and all that stuff on that show, man. So y'all come through. The answers to my questions will be from the Mr. Richard F. Stratton's book. This is The American Pit Bull Terrier. And I'm be going through that book. I think next week I'll probably, like, if I don't have anything to talk about, I'll read a chapter of that book to y'all, and I'll give y'all my take on that. Especially for those of y'all who don't have that book. I got that book for $9. I got that book for $9 on Thrift Books. I went back and looked at it. Them books are now $49 plus. So if you get on Thrift Books and you can get those books used, get them used. And this is the hustle for today. If you can get them books on Thrift Books, like I did for $9, and even in the condition I have now, mine is slightly. I think it says good quality, or it's not brand new, but it's good quality. Very few blemishes on the book. I can sell that book right now for $38. So they're an investment. Books are an investment, specifically when you have a niche like ours, where they ain't making books like they used to. You know, so I'm buying up everything because the prices is going up. You know what I'm saying? And last flex for the day before I leave, and I'm gonna keep talking about this, you know, because I want people to know this happened. When I went to South Bottom show, the first night for the meet and greet, I met Mr. Floyd Boudreaux, and they had a book on the table that Mr. Boudreaux had signed, and they had certain people signing that book. So there's a book that's probably like, you know, long live Mr. Boudreaux. But if something ever happens to Mr. Floyd, there's a book that will probably be sold. And best believe, whether you like Samurai Kennels or hate him, right next to Floyd Boudreaux's signature in that book is Andre Williams from Samurai Kennels. All right, fellas, I'm gonna shut it down now, and I'll holler at y'all on the flip side. Have a blessed day, and let me hit y'all with that Christian watchword before we get up out of here. For those of y'all who pray, you know what I'm saying, y'all can stay. If you don't pray, that's cool. Roll out. But I'm gonna hit y'all with that Christian watchword, and I'm gonna get up out of here, man. May the Lord watch between you and me while we are absent, one from another. Amen. Y'all be safe. Let me read this comment from Doug real quick before I get out of here, y'all. He said, I'm kicking myself for not getting the complete game dog with it. Yep. Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. He said, that's a great book, Doug. Doug said, peace. And Tony said, have a great day, gentlemen. A good day, gentlemen, man. Peace, brothers. I see y'all later.